Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am once again modifying a PR Props sculpt. If you're not familiar with PR Props, aka Jose Madera, he is an awesome artist who sculpts things out of clay and then casts them and then puts those casts up for sale. He's also recently opened his own YouTube channel where he's been posting some of his awesome, straight up crazy crafts. Recently, I've been following him building this biblically accurate angel mask that he's working on as a commission. And I'm just blown away by Jose's work. So as I was cleaning my stuff, that closet over there, I noticed that I had a lot of things that I haven't modified yet that are just kind of sitting there. And if you paid attention to that shop tour, I have a whole wall of things that are Jose Madera built. And I draw inspiration from them, so I thought, why not add to that list, as there's a couple of empty spaces there I should fill. So let's wither down that stack back there and work on modifying a Mortal Kombat mask. Now, do they need to be modified? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's get to building. So I've bought a number of castings from PR Props over the past couple of years and made some mods to them on my channel. I have a playlist of all of them if you're interested in seeing more of this work. Typically I get a raw casting of Jose's work and try to put my own spin on his smooth cast builds. You could most definitely just paint them and call it a day because the details are absolutely immaculate. In my reorganization of things, I found a bunch of items that I purchased with no intention for what they would be used for. I found some Chinese good luck coin replicas, which I believe are fashioned after like a Qing dynasty from like the 1600s. I'm gonna kind of use them like washers for my spikes to add an armored look to this scorpion mask, which is based off the 1995 movie. I need to drill holes to allow for the screws on the backs to fasten the assembly. I kind of just eyeballed a bunch of holes, not really measuring or being too precise, to drill around the mask to allow the spike backings to screw in. On the side panels of the mask, they make this cool triangle shaped detail. My idea is to put spikes all over the mask, just like with the nose and mouth portion of the front. The problem is that my coins were too big to sit in this section, so I have to cut off the bottom portion under the square hole in the middle of the coin to allow for them to sit flush with the mask ridge. These cheap coin replicas are easy to cut with a pair of tin snips. I also had to sand back the slush cast on the inside of the mask so that the screw protruded enough in the front for the threads to grab the spike in the front. I sanded the surface of the mask a little and hit it with 2 coats of black spray paint. The actual Qing Dynasty coins were made out of copper alloy with varying amounts of zinc, lead, and other materials mixed in. Over time, they develop a nice patina that would be cool to mimic, but I'm gonna shoot for closer to what my replica looks like. So I place down a silicone mat to protect my cutting surface, and I make a base coat in dark bronze rub and buff, then switch over to an antique gold and a lighter gold to get closer to that color that I'm searching for. I dry dry brush on the rub and buff so that my coverage isn't full, leaving the recesses and that awesome texture Jose sculpted into the mask showing through. The paint job literally takes 2 minutes. With my mask fully covered and dried, I'm ready to start assembling the spikes and the coins to my mask. The resin casting is fairly light as it's a pretty small mask. All the hardware I'm about to add to this will probably triple the weight of the piece. Just that tactile feel of the metal makes it feel so much more legit as an actual piece of armor. The replica coins I got have 6 different writings on the face of them and like a maker mint stamp or something else on the back that I'm gonna make sure to turn to the inside. I spent a good bit of time sanding the back to make sure that I got a snug fit on all the assemblies. There were a total of 48 coins and spikes on the mask itself. Now, I do not intend on wearing this mask as it's a bit too small for my face. At 6'3" with a 24-inch circumference head, I'm a bit big for most things, and the downside is it doesn't fit. That doesn't stop me from modding or appreciating someone else's work though. I'm going to add some leather strapping, letting the attachment point blend in with the rest of the coin armor. The difference is instead of a spike in the front, it will be joined with a Chicago screw that will allow the strap to pivot in order to adjust how it lays on the wearer if there was one. I basically just made a belt that joins in the back. I salvaged an old belt clasp I bought at a thrift store and attached it to one side, then punched holes for the receiving strap on the other side. I also went ahead and added a couple of coins to the assemblage on the strap as well to give it some decorative flair. This step is totally not necessary, but I wanted to add a liner to the inside of the mask. It definitely does not add to the breathability of the mask, but it makes the inside look a lot more finished, hiding the fasteners and the overspray on the inside. I'm just going to hot glue in this stretchy fake black leather into the inside, starting in the middle and working my way to the edges. Once glued in, I trim off the edges and this build's officially done. If you like this build, please go over to PR Props YouTube channel and give him a sub. He's an amazing artist who totally deserves a follow. I'll include links to all his socials down in the description below this video. Now time to add this to my collection of inspirations. And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, I think it turned out pretty awesome. All of PR Props stuff is amazing. Definitely go check out his YouTube channel. Go check out his website. He's got tons of stuff up there for sale, and it is something you will never be disappointed with. But maybe you will try and make something like this yourselves and impress your friends with the ability to find inspiration from other people's work, put a twist on it to make it your own, and then draw inspiration from that to do future builds. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some.
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these. Tell them, much props. Time to put it on the shelf and just stare at it for a while. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you'd like to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.